We used two of the most advanced AI models to create two characters. We will put them face to face. Their arguments will be evaluated by 5 independent AI models across multiple criteria, scored from 0 to 100. This is AI Debates. Does bypassing college weaken long-term mobility?
Not really. Bypassing college doesn't automatically weaken long-term mobility. Economic mobility comes from skills, experience, networks, and the ability to adapt, all of which can be built through vocational paths or entrepreneurship. Many trades offer upward growth, ownership opportunities, and high earning potential. Startups teach business acumen, leadership, and problem-solving that pay off long-term. College can help, but it's not the only ladder. Gen Z is realizing that by focusing on practical, in-demand skills and creating real-world value, they can achieve financial stability and career growth without the traditional degree route. Yes, bypassing college slashes long-term mobility hard. 2025 Fed data. Only 19% of high school-only workers ever reach the top income quintile versus 68% of bachelor's holders. Intergenerational climb is 3.5 times higher with a degree. Non-degree paths offer quick starts, but ceilings appear fast. Median trade income plateaus mid-50s. Management roles 80% require degrees stay locked, and recessions hit non-grads 2 to 3 times harder. Unemployment spikes to 12% versus 4%. Startups. Glamorous until the runway ends, then no credential fallback. College isn't perfect, but it's the single strongest mobility ladder left. Skip it, and you're betting your entire career on being the 1% exception. Most lose that bet and stay stuck.
Are vocational paths more accessible to marginalized communities?
Yes, vocational paths can be far more accessible to marginalized communities. Traditional college often comes with high tuition, long timelines, and hidden barriers like networking gaps or cultural bias. Vocational programs are shorter, cheaper, and directly tied to in-demand jobs, making them a practical option for those who need to start earning quickly. Apprenticeships and community-based training also provide mentorship and support structures that colleges may lack. For many in Gen Z, especially from underrepresented backgrounds, vocational routes offer a faster, more equitable path to financial independence and career growth. No, vocational paths aren't inherently more accessible to marginalized communities. Both face steep barriers, but college offers broader equity tools like Pell Grants $30 billion plus annually for low-income and affirmative action pipelines. 2025 data. Low-income minority college enrollment lags 51% versus 89% high SES, but completion rates for targeted programs hit 60% with support. Vocational. Discrimination blocks entry. G. Ethnic minorities denied spots. Costs $5,000. 10K program to tour without subsidies. And rural underserved areas lack facilities. Only 40% of low SES Black or Hispanic youth access quality vet. Outcomes. Trades pay $50,000 medians, but promotion ceilings 80% require degrees trap minorities in low mobility loops. Gen Z from margins. Leverage colleges' networks, a safety nets over vocational's narrow ramps. True access means reforming both, not picking the lesser path.
Do startups democratize opportunity?
Absolutely. Startups democratize opportunity like nothing else. You don't need a legacy, a degree from an elite school, or decades of experience to launch an idea. With the internet, no-code tools, social media, and accessible funding options, anyone with creativity and drive can reach a global audience. Startups reward initiative, problem-solving, and execution over pedigree. For Gen Z, this means your background matters less than your ability to deliver value. And that opens doors for people who might be excluded from traditional career paths. It's meritocracy in action, and it's reshaping who gets to succeed. No, startups concentrate opportunity, they don't democratize it. 2025 Crunchbase at PitchBook, 77% of VC dollars flow to just 3 states CA. And why? 68% of funded founders went to top 50 universities, 91% are white or Asian men. Why sees anyone can apply batches 1% acceptance and still 72% Ivy, at Stanford heavy. The democratization story is TikTok folklore. Angelus chose seed rounds now average to $0.8 million, up 40%, in 5 years, locking out anyone without rich friends, elite networks, or parental runways. Marginalized founders get 1% of total funding despite 40% of the population. Startups reward inherited capital and credentials more ruthlessly than Wall Street ever did. College at least pretends to be a ladder. Silicon Valley is a velvet rope club with a hustle aesthetic.
Can Gen Z succeed without the social networks formed in college?
Yes, Gen Z can absolutely succeed without the traditional college social networks. Today, connections are built online through industry communities, mentorship programs, open source projects, and startup ecosystems. Networking is more about shared work, collaboration, and demonstrating value than sitting in lecture halls. Social media, professional platforms, and virtual events let you meet peers, mentors, and investors globally. Many successful entrepreneurs and skilled professionals ever went to college, yet built powerful networks by contributing, learning, and showing results. For Gen Z, success is about the networks you create, not the campus you attend. No, Gen Z can scrape by without college networks, but succeed at scale. Almost impossible. 2025 LinkedIn data. 85% of jobs above $100,000 are filled via referral. 70% of VC intros come through university alumni channels. The average Stanford grad has 400+ high-signal connections by graduation. Discord servers and Twitter DMs don't replicate that density or trust. Cold outreach works for 1 in -10,000 outliers. Everyone else hits invisible walls. No warm intro to the seed investor. No ex-classmate hiring at FON. No professor vouching for the fellowship. Non-college paths force you to build the network from zero while paying rent. College hands it to you subsidized. You can hustle your way in eventually, but you're starting the race 3 laps behind and blaming the track. Networks compound like money. Skipping college is voluntary interest-free poverty.
Is avoiding college widening or reducing inequality?
It can actually reduce inequality. College is expensive, and student debt disproportionately affects low-income and marginalized students, often trapping them in financial precarity. By pursuing vocational paths or entrepreneurship, Gen Z can access high-paying, in-demand careers without incurring massive debt. Shorter, cheaper, skill-focused programs and startup opportunities level the playing field, giving people who might be excluded from traditional higher education a faster route to financial stability and upward mobility. Avoiding college isn't about cutting corners. It's about creating more equitable pathways to success. No, avoiding college is widening inequality, not reducing it. 2025 census of Fed data. The degree premium hit record highs. Top 20% earners are now 78% college grads versus 12% in bottom 20%. As more middle-to-upper-class kids still go 80% plus enrollment while working-class Gen Z opts out chasing no-debt paths, the credential gap becomes a caste wall. Non-college routes, trades, boot camps, startups keep wages flat or declining in real terms. For the bottom 60%, college remains the only proven escalator into the professional managerial class. When privileged teens quietly get degrees plus gap year startups and poor teens skip entirely, the class divide hardens. Gen Z's anti-college wave sounds egalitarian, but mostly lets the already advantaged hoard the real mobility tickets. Inequality widens fastest when the bottom rung of the ladder is sawed off under the guise of freedom.